Welcome back, guys. It's another beautiful day. I hope you're having a great day. Today I want to talk about time, and does time actually heal our anxiety? Another kind of controversial gray topic, but I think it's very, very important to talk about. But you know what time it is, guys. Smash that like button down below if you're ready to kick anxiety in the butt today. And I'm going to piggyback off the title. Do you think time heals anxiety? And I know sometimes in some of these videos, guys, it can maybe seem that I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth or borderline contradicting. I actually had somebody leave a comment on Instagram on that last video, and they were like, I like the videos, I love you and everything, but sometimes you contradict yourself in your videos, man. And I'm just going to kind of go off of what that last video was. It depends on what stage you are in your anxiety journey. I'm not going to say the same thing to a newbie who's had anxiety really, really horribly bad for the past month and they have nowhere to go, no tools, no structure, anything. I'm going to say something different to them than I'm going to say to somebody that's in the latter stages of their journey and they're trying to actually recover. Let me give you an example. If somebody has really, really bad anxiety and they're 2 weeks into it and they're just trying to get momentum or whatever tool, whatever grounding thing that they can do to get out of a panic attack, I would definitely suggest it. If they need to go to the doctor even a few times to get some good reassurance, I would suggest it. If they need to go get tested 4 or 5 times or get some multiple opinions, sooner the better, I would suggest it. If going out for a run, seems to help them, I would suggest that they do that more. Now, am I going to tell the exact same thing to somebody that is on the verge of recovering? No, I'm going to actually tell them, let go of control, which was the theme of the last video. I want you to let go of control. I don't want you to have to run upstairs and take a cold shower. I don't want you to have to go outside and do sprints or work out or go jogging or do any of that stuff. I want you to actually learn to actually sit with your symptoms, to let go, So you can see it depends on how bad your anxiety is, what level you're at, how close are you to recovery. And I guess that's a tough thing about having a channel that's about anxiety, that there's things that are just hard to make them black and white, because it isn't black and white. It's gray. Recovery's gray. You don't know the day that you recover. I got to say different things for different people at different stages. And just because, again, I'm suggesting that you don't go run upstairs and take a cold shower if you're close to recovery, and I'd rather you sit with it, doesn't mean that I don't want you to ever not experiment with cold water. You still need a stress preventative lifestyle, routine, structure. So yes, I still want you to work out and eat healthy, take your cold showers, do your meditation, do breath work, whatever. Have a good handful of things that you can use all the time. But I don't necessarily want you to have to go right to that whenever you have symptoms, because I think that's the difference between management and recovery. And that last video that I did was talking more so about recovery. So hopefully that cleared it up about what I was talking about in that last video. If you guys ever get confused or questions about that, you can always leave that down in the comment section. But today's video is kind of one of those gray topics as well, because it's kind of like a yes and no. And it depends on how bad your anxiety is. Does time heal anxiety? I think it's what you're doing with your time. I think there's 3 different kind of categories to this. I think there's with the no answer, like if you're going to go with the thought of like, no, time does not heal anxiety. That would explain me in the very, very beginning. I wasn't doing anything constructive for my anxiety recovery. I wasn't even going to the doctor to get any initial reassurance. I was just responding in fear every single time. I was sleeping in, I was avoiding, I was calling into work. And this is a lot of us, especially in the beginning, guys. Whenever we're new to this, we don't know what's going on. We don't have any acceptance. We're just scared nonstop. And there was a moment where I was just like, maybe this will just go away. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. So in that sense, no, time is not healing. And if you stay at that spot and you're not doing anything, you're not collecting evidence, you're not trying to change your lifestyle up, you're not cutting things out, anxiety can actually get worse with time. So there's that aspect. There's the no aspect. Then there's the middle ground, okay, where you're not doing anything crazy. Like you're still avoiding a lot of things. You're not necessarily doing a ton of exposure. But guess what? You've at least been able to say, for the past year, I've had anxiety and I've never died. I've never been diagnosed with any of these diseases that I've feared. None of the, most of the irrational and crazy and intrusive thoughts that I've had have never happened. So in that sense, anxiety can kind of lessen You know, as long as you're making an effort to think on your past and realize none of these things have happened that I thought were going to happen. I never get the disease. I never lose my job. I never get that divorce. Whatever it is that you're obsessing about, whether it be symptoms or whatever thoughts or whatever's happening in your life or adversities, you realize that none of those things actually happen and played out. It can kind of give you a peace of mind. It doesn't fix everything because you still got to go out there, guys, and you have to stop avoiding and do exposure. You still got to make a lot of lifestyle changes. You got to quit you're either smoking or drinking or whatever's feeding into it. You got to detoxify your environment, change the people that you're hanging with. You got to work on your root causes. You still have to do that to fully get out of it. But in some sense, time can help in that regard. You know, and for me, especially like whenever it was like 3, 4, 5 years, finally I was like, okay, you know, especially when I got to like year 4, when I was really able to start letting go and to focus strictly on just recovery, I was able to say, look, I'm probably not going to die. You know what I mean? It's sad that it took that long. But in that sense, guys, time can help, if that makes sense. Stick with me. This is great. And then whenever it comes to time can help tremendously is, well, over time, if you are actually not avoiding and you are doing exposure every single day, you are creating new habits in many different regards. You're changing your diet, you're changing your lifestyle, you're embracing being uncomfortable, you're working on mindfulness, you're working on your root causes. Guess what? Then time is more constructive, it's more proactive time, and it can help you. So we got 3 different levels. The no, because you're not doing anything, and it actually can get worse. The ability to look back at your past, the middle ground where it's like, okay, I'm probably not going to die or none of these thoughts have ever come true. That can help at least give you some peace. And then there's the very proactive time, you know, if that makes sense. So that's the 3 categories that I have today. But regardless, anxiety does take time to heal. You know, it still is going to take some time. But guys, I don't want you waking up every day just like hoping that it would go away. Because guys, that was me for the first month or so, you know, before I started at least start doing some research and everything, because it didn't come on randomly. The more that I looked at it, like I actually started to realize like I've had really bad anxiety on and off throughout most of my childhood and early adulthood. And it wasn't really a mistake that this was building up to something. But the first month or 2, I was just like, man, you know, like I drank too much and I had a panic attack and everything like that. And maybe I'll wake up to, you know, in tomorrow or whatever, or sometime this week, and I just won't have any symptoms. And then guess what? By doing that, I'm not changing anything, you know? And in fact, my anxiety actually got worse. My chest tightened up even more. You know, I was even more nervous and convinced that I had a heart problem. And some of that was because I just didn't have the awareness or education. I didn't know where to look. There weren't channels like this for damn sure. Everybody that was on YouTube back then was either a doctor or it was some scientific video about anxiety. It wasn't really relatable. It was very much so, not knocking therapy or anything, but at the time I wasn't interested in therapy, so I didn't watch any videos from therapists or psychologists or anything like that. Probably should have dabbled in that. But there certainly wasn't a lot of channels like mine where it seems to be more relatable and you can feel less alone and then get some at least pretty cool tools to start moving forward with your life. But yeah, I wasn't doing any of that. I was just hoping that this thing would just go away. And in that regard, time won't heal it. And sometimes it can get worse with time. But then you have that middle ground where you can at least look back. You know, you can at least look back and be like, I thought I had 25 things and it never happened. You know, I've gone to town 50 times in the past like 3 months and I never died on the way home when I had to speed back, you know. So in that way, time can start to help. You know, it gets the ball moving at least. But the best thing that you can do with your time is being very proactive, having that routine, changing your lifestyle, working on your root causes, seeing your therapist, making the necessary changes and doing a lot. But it does take time to heal from recovery. You got to think about it. You're building habits and we have to gain trust from our subconscious that the symptoms aren't needed anymore. And if you've been telling it one thing for months or years, it's going to take longer than a few weeks to get your subconscious to believe you when you say, I'm safe, or that we can go to work, or we can do this, and we can do that. Does that make sense? So I guess we'll put down below in the comment section, put this in all caps if you made it this far. It takes time to heal anxiety. It takes time to heal anxiety. So overall, yes, as long as you're being proactive with your time, and you're able to look back at what you've been through and to realize like these things aren't probably going to happen, you know, then time can heal. But if you're not doing anything, you see, I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth. That's why anxiety recovery and this whole process, it's great, guys. It's complicated. But if you're doing nothing with your time, it'll either stay the same or it'll get worse. It'll get worse. So be proactive with your time. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more help with your recovery process, my course, Elite Anxiety Bootcamp, is down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. If you're looking for structure, lifestyle, mindset changes, if you want that step-by-step process, that's where you're going to find it. It'll be down below in the description and first pinned comment. Check that out. It's changing lives. Be a part of that. Subscribe, guys, if you're new. More videos like this are coming, and I've got a whole catalog of over 1,000 videos in the past, talking about anything from symptoms to recovery type videos like this. Check it out. Like this video if you got value, guys, and I hope you have a great weekend coming up and have a great work week coming up. Can't talk today, guys. I'll leave you guys with that. I love you all and keep fighting.